button.
The broadcast is live.
All right. Welcome back to New York Outcast. Today, Rick's Life as I See It. Or Rick's Weekly Report. What is it, Rick? What are we calling this today?
Wednesday is the midweek report.
Midweek report. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us out there. Sorry we were slightly delayed. We were chatting away here. Trying to clear a bunch of pop-ups on my end. I think I got that. All right. So basically, I've offered to just let Rick run with this. I sent some invites out. If you're out there and you got one, join on in and go from there. So, how's it going, Rick?
It's going all right. Thanks for hosting for me. YouTube has given me a strike and won't let me do any live shows for a week. At the moment, it could get worse. If I get a second strike, then it's a 2-week ban. If I get a third, I'm gone. And I find it strange. For the last 5 days, they've picked a podcast show of mine, and every one of them, they've removed it, deleted it because of misinformation. And the misinformation they accusing me of is the 2020 election. So, and most of these 5 are back Christmas, January time frame. And I'm wondering if somebody is pissed off of me and reported me. Because after all these years, I got 250 subs. That's it. Right? After all these years, all of a sudden they're hitting me with one every day. But that's why I'm here. I just thought I'll mention that. And I have got a new channel set up in case I do get kicked off. And I haven't got an official name for it yet, but at least it's up. It is up and running under a name that I gave it. But once I get get it all sorted out, I will let Rob know and stuff, and other people know what it is, so they can pass the word. So that's what's happening right now. So I'm not a fan of YouTube right now. They really got me. Every morning I wake up and there's a email there saying we've deleted your whatever number it is for misinformation. And when you hit review, then you find out what they're doing it for, and it's the 2020 election. So, I mean, I wish I was living in Texas. They just had a court case where it says they can't do that.
Don't get me banned or whatever. So, I don't do a normal show, so it probably doesn't matter about, a week strike. So I guess go ahead and do what you want. It's fine by me, but,
No, but what I'm saying is in Texas, the Texas District Court said YouTube, Facebook, and all that can't do that anymore. But that's only good in is that they fall under the 5th district or something? So it's no good here. But I'm saying that's why I said I moved to Texas. Yeah, I can believe that.
I didn't hear anything about these court cases. So, see, we're joined by Squib over here. So, hello, Squib.
Hey. Yeah, they hit me with a warning on a video, I don't know, 6 months or more after I posted it, maybe, because I was giving out medical information. The misinformation was medical information. I went back and listened to the video. Nowhere in the video did I give medical advice. Nowhere did I talk about medical facts. Nowhere did I claim to be somebody working as in the medical field or as a scientist. At no point did I quote any CDC stuff. I have no idea where they come up with the whole misinformation because of medical information. when there was none in the video. All I did was tell a story about something that happened to me. And the warning said it doesn't amount to anything, but now you're on notice, buddy. 3 strikes and your channel is down forever and will never come back. So this is your one warning before you get your 3 strikes. And I'm like, okay, now I'm on notice. So I feel your pain there, Rick, and maybe somebody did report you. Somebody who watched you way after the fact, though, because I wouldn't think that they would report one of your shows, you know, like right, they wrote it down a year ago. I'm going to remember this just in case. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but who knows? The bots might have, they might have sent them back through to look for keywords, or did you say this word so many times? Some people speak in code on their live shows because they're monetized and they don't want to be demonetized, or they don't want to have their channel taken down because they've worked so hard to build it up. And I can appreciate that, but it annoys the shit out of me. It really does, because it just, not only is it crap that YouTube does this and then you have to speak in code, but the fact that you're saying, I'm only doing this for money. And I know some people, this is a business. They're only doing it for money. It'd be different, Rick, if you were just rubbing your hands together, watching the money roll in and hearing the cash register sound, but you're not even monetized.
I
So
know.
they shouldn't touch you because you're not monetized.
Yeah.
And
I
they, you know, what's interesting is they don't do this to the politicians who lie, or they don't do this to the YouTubers that fearmonger, or they don't. So why they pick you doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't to me. Also, I mean, I don't even have access to the community page. I can't even, you know, a lot of times you type little things and put them out there. I can't even do that because I don't have enough subscribers. You know? So
Yeah,
I just find it strange that they're hitting on me 5 days in a row. Yeah.
I think that's 500 subscribers. I think you got to be to do the community post. So.
Oh, okay. That's why I can't do it. But
I was shocked when they changed it, and one day it showed up for me. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm shocked. You only got 250 subs, to be honest, because you have been doing this for years. So
yeah, but then I don't put out videos or anything, you know. See, originally I wasn't ever planning on putting out videos. This was my original plan, to do this like this, but more professional, like make it more like a radio show. But that didn't materialize, you know. I guess people just don't like what I do, what I say. I guess. But I love the 250 I got. They stick by me. They always show up to my chats. Not many, but some do, you know. So anyway, that court case, from what I can understand, and I think Vanessa's talked on it in the chat here, the court in Texas, they come under the 5th district, says they cannot do it. But the 11th district, because they had a court case in Florida, they said, oh, yes, they can do it. So you got 2 districts that conflict. That should get it to the top of the line for the Supreme Court. You know, because you got 2 districts conflicting each other. And the Supreme Court can't have that. So we'll see if it goes that far.
Hopefully. I mean, you know, with YouTube being private, I mean, my understanding was they could basically do that. So,
oh, they can be in a private.
I mean, it seems they could pretty much do whatever they want. I mean, they can get everybody else pizza and give us jelly beans if they want to, because it's their platform. So
yeah, but
I mean, I'm not fighting.
But there's certain things that they're abusing the what you call it, that rule 230. That's the problem. You know, if they were just a platform, then they, you know, anything can go. But by censoring us, that makes them a publisher, and they're trying to use the platform rules for their publishing status. They should be under. Okay. But anyway, we'll see what happens. You know? Yeah, that's right. They did rule it unconstitutional. So hopefully it will go all the way and be proven that it's unconstitutional. They need to be stripped of that Rule 230, whatever it is, basically. Because I don't think that was created for entities this large, this big. Maybe they didn't think it would ever get this big, you know? I don't know. But anyway, that's where we're at. So that's, but while we're at it, but there will not be a show on Saturday, not because I can't. I won't be here. Remember last week I said I might not make it, and I have my aunt, the one who's 84, 85 years old. She is what's the word for it in the parade? She's the Grand Marshal. You know, the whole family's got to show up. I've been told, you know, to give her support. She's going down the road in the back of the convertible, you know. They chose her because she's the oldest person still alive that comes from that town. You know, even though she don't live there anymore, but you know, they were stretching it. But so that's why I won't be here. So I got to go to that. So this one. So you know, if anybody wants to take my 3:00 slot on Saturday, go for it. You know, just thought I'll mention that. Oh, also, I went to the gun stores yesterday. I went to 3 of them. And plenty of ammo around. And I didn't look at all of it, but 223s have gone down around $2 a box. They're the cheapest ones I saw now were $10.99 for a box of 20. I was paying I think the cheapest I've ever paid. Well, before the big scare and the shortages, I think it was $13.99. They've gone down to $10.99. So,
wow.
But I need to live in Michigan because there ain't no primers. I asked at the main store. Dave's Gun Shop is the main store that has the biggest reloading section you've ever seen. Well, I've ever seen because I lived up there behind enemy lines like New York, you know. They had powder. They had dyes. They had bullets. They had brass. And the big section with primers was bare and dusty. The only primers they had was shotgun primers. And I asked, and I said, getting any primers lately, guys? Are you getting any? After I waited them from getting off the floor laughing so hard at me, they said, couldn't tell you when we're getting any. So.
Yeah, I'm sure that's getting old. They probably got memes and jokes about that. The people that work at sporting stores and stuff.
So, you know. So there we go. That's then the other 2 stores I went to. One of them does reloading supplies. He didn't have any. I didn't even bother to ask him. And oops, let me turn my volume down.
I can't.
Yeah. Then the third one doesn't do reloading supplies, but they all had ammunition. I mean, it was still hot. Prices were kind of high. My buddy was looking for 30-30.
Hey.
And they were charging something like $35 a box, I think he said. So.
30-30 has been either unavailable or very high priced for years.
Oh, okay. So he said, I ain't paying that price for 30-30.
Well, then he ain't going to get 30-30 for a while because it's been high priced for a long time, or it's just not been available.
Yeah, but he's also, what little he shoots, he normally reloads, but he has no rifle primers.
Well, that store that told you they're not getting any in for a while is because they're not ordering them. If you can literally go online yourself and order a case of 1,000, you just don't want to pay that much money. What's stopping this store from doing it and marking it up $1 a sleeve? Not a damn thing.
You got a point. You got a point.
So they're selling it for what? $13 a sleeve, $14 a sleeve with your hazmat and everything. Probably goes up to about $17 a sleeve, right? So you're the store. You got customers asking for primers. They're not buying a case at a time. They're buying a couple sleeves, a few hundred here or there. All right. So you buy a couple cases at $17 a sleeve. You mark them up to 20, and you sell them, and you pocket the difference. Or maybe they're not because they don't think enough people will come in and pay that much. They're going to come in and be like, I ain't paying that. I'm just paying $4 a sleeve. And now they're stuck with this stuff that they bought. And in a few years, when everybody's got it and the prices are back down, that's when these guys show up and they're going, oh, no, I still have to get rid of stuff I bought in 2022 at $17 a sleeve. And nobody's going to pay that much. So that may be the reason why.
Could be. It could be. But yeah, I mean, you can buy them online, like, 1,000, for around $90, the average right now, plus hazmat, and when you used to be able to what, $40 for 1,000?
35, yeah. But now, see, here's the thing: the hazmat's a flat rate, and your shipping really isn't going to go up that much either. So if you were a store and you were to buy, say, 10 cases of each size, your price per case or even per sleeve goes down to where it's negligible, and you can still sell them competitively. But you're going to have good old boy Cooter going in there going, I ain't going to pay that much for it. And then the guy's sitting on inventory that he can't do anything with.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's where. So still here in Southern Indiana, there ain't no primers to be had in the local gun stores. So
took a ride to PA a few days back or whatever, maybe last week. I can't remember. Not too long ago, and checked out the stores over there, and I didn't see any. Actually, the lady reminded me to look for primers for you guys, so, but didn't see any. I'm not sure if they had things locked up. There was, a few people up there, so I didn't actually go ask. And seen ammo around, not the prices I'd like to see. So it's actually still, let's see, I stopped buying ammo like at $1 less from where I seen it. So maybe I should have just bought some, because of inflation, but I didn't want to deal with the one store that price was available. I just kind of checked it because honestly needed to stretch the legs, and they had a Gertrude Hawk. So yeah, I had to stop by there, but stop by their little mall, check them out. But they did have ammo available, and I seen a deal that I've never seen a deal like this in my life, personally, where it was buy one box, get a box free of ammo. So I threw a post up on that. That was at Centerfire, frangible carry ammunition, I guess they say. I did do a test on that. This was a couple different varieties, so they had some that I haven't, touched before or whatever. I believe that company is out of Pennsylvania, so maybe that's why they're getting such a deal. So 20 round boxes was $17.99 a box. So you figure.
What ammo was that?
Centerfire. I got a box, but it's over here, and I keep that one in the cabinet over here, but it'd take me a minute to get to it. But
that's all right.
Basically, I think the stuff, I don't know, I'd like to do more tests on carry ammo, but honestly, from my drywall test, I think it would do a hell of a job personally. So I can't speak for penetration, distance, things like that. It's meant to bust apart kind of. but it made several holes in the drywall, 3 layers back to where it looked like you kind of, almost like some number 4 shot in different places. So I think it might be, I don't know, maybe not the same stopping power as people say, but I think it might tend to make somebody bleed out quicker. So depending on the circumstance, that might be the goal, stop threat, whatever is going on. But I think it'll make a mess, basically. So I wouldn't necessarily doubt it, but I haven't personally carried it. But for $8 a box, I've never even seen a deal like that. So and posted that link up. So I guess, there is some deals out there, depending on what you're looking for. I would have lost some money saying that, this one existed, but it did. And that was at Field and Stream, if anybody's interested. I personally, I don't care for them or Dick's, so I try not to spend money there. I will run through, check the prices though. So, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, sir, I'm just reading down there, Tactical FUD. I got 1,000 large rifle primers from Global Ordnance with no hazmat fee. But what else? I mean, but what was the minimum? Was there a minimum order size? Like you had to spend $300 or something like that? Or was there, or could you just order 1,000 primers and that's it? See, that's where I'm running into problems. I don't mind. I'm willing to pay the $90 they're asking, but when you go to order them, they say, well, minimum order from this site is $300. So I was just wondering.
No, sorry, I'm not sure, and I got sidetracked reading the Bucks here saying he got 1,000 large primers from Global Ordnance with no hazmat fee.
That's what I was just talking about.
Okay. Well, we're talking about the same thing. I was like, I thought they couldn't do that. They always had to have a hazmat fee. So sorry for.
Well, they're more likely paying it.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not rolling it into the cost of the shipping. They're rolling it into the cost of the primers. So you're paying it. It doesn't look like you're paying it.
Yeah, but what I was trying to, while I'm waiting for $200 limit, $200 limit, or $200 limit. So I mean, was there? What I want to know is, like one of those sites I went to was $350. One was $300 minimum order. Another one was $500 minimum dollar order. And I wasn't, I didn't, be honest, I didn't budget for that. So I couldn't get them. So, but I did, but Midway 1 week had them. You could buy just one box, of 1,000, and you would have to pay the hazmat fee. And I thought, well, hazmat fee, $90 for the box. Hazmat fee was $30, and I believe if you went over $49, which that qualified, you got free shipping. I said, well, I can do that, but it was one of these things. I should have done it right then and there. I said, let me wait to this is the end of the week when I get paid, and I'll do it. Of course, when I go do it, they're out of stock.
See, that is one of my reasons why I say use credit and manage it. You put it on the card. They bill your card. A week later, you got the stuff. In between the time you order it and the time it arrives, you get paid. You hold that money in your checking account. After you get it, it's all there. You don't have to worry about disputing a charge or anything else like that. You pay your credit card off. Boom, done. You don't even pay interest. If you do pay interest, you're going to pay like $1 in interest, seriously, on an order like that, right? It's nothing. And somebody, but you paid interest. Right. But I got primers. when they're like freaking gold where I'm at, right? Or I got primers now, and a year later, nobody has primers, and you're going, I don't give a damn that they charge me 200% in interest. I have something that I can't get now. So it just depends on how you use it, how you manage it. If you manage it, that it'll work for you. But if you don't trust yourself with it, if you don't think you can be responsible with it, or you're that tight that pennies and dollars are going to break you, then maybe it isn't for you.
Yeah.
Where he's got stock in the credit card companies, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm setting on so many primers right now. I don't know what to do with them. I bought every single one of them when they were regular price and there was no shortages. And I bought them all on credit, and I've paid off that credit since then. But years later, I'm still sitting on a stockpile of these things. So who's laughing all the way to the bank? You might pay $90 for a sleeve of these things back when I was buying them for $35. You're paying almost 3 times as much. I guarantee you, I didn't pay 3 times the cost of or not sleeve, but a case. I didn't pay 3 times the price of a case in interest before I paid it off. So,
I understand where you're coming from, Squib, but I know. I mean, you said something when you were talking about not trusting yourself. Sometimes that happens to me because and the stupid thing is, it's insanity because I keep doing the same thing, and I'm expecting a different result, but I always get the same result. What will happen is I understand what you're saying. Use it, pay it off. When the bill comes in, you're not paying any interest or anything. It's like borrowing free money. But what will happen is there's something else I want, and I'll say, well, I'll catch up with that next month. And before you know it, you're
car breaks, and then you gotta pay for, I don't know, tie rod.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into it, but basically that's why I don't like using plastic.
Compiling, and then you're paying. I mean, statistically, 70-some-odd% of Americans have taken that path. I mean, the numbers don't lie. So that deal with credit. So sometimes, a few times, you know what I mean, and they feel good because they got out of it once, and then they do it again, and whatever. There's many roads lead to the same place. If you're responsible with your stuff, you can work the hell out of credit. You really can get some free perks, all that stuff. You want to hop through the hoops and deal with it. So, of course, I'm notorious for save your damn money. Like cash. Everybody loves cash. Okay, like everybody should have some cash. You should have some cash on you at all times. I mean, this is you can get through doors. You can do what you got to do. You break down in the middle of the night, cash. Like, I'm old school. Credit to me is like asking somebody for a loan. It's like asking my parents for money or something. To me, it's not for me. But I get what he's saying, where you waited and this and that. Now you're buying it later, and later the price is jacked up. And the credit, what he did before saved money. Like that does make sense. That's a form where it does work out well. But I wouldn't say that's the golden rule to it. So, and self-discipline is key, like with everything.
That's right. It's the self-discipline.
And, if you don't have it, stay your ass away from credit.
Even if things pop up and you don't get it paid down as fast as you want, you can still manage it. You just have to stay on top of it. If you're not that responsible, then you're not going to stay on top of it. And there are times where you can still justify it. For example, you might buy a new gun and you take your time paying it off, and you pay $250 in interest on that gun. But that gun doubles, triples, or quadruples in value in less than 10 years. So that $250 in interest is nothing, because now if you wanted to get this gun 10 years later, you got it when the price was low. Or if you decide to sell it or trade it, you're going to make money on it, minus the interest. Big deal, right? But some people are looking at it going, holy crap, that's $250. Like, I make more than that coming into work on a Saturday. So for me, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that I'm rich or I'm wasteful. I just know how to manage it. I also know what I'm worth. I know what I'm worth, and I know how to make the money.
That's what it's all about.
I will say this: there are guns that I own that cost $1,000 now more to get than when I bought them. One of them, you can't even find it. In all the places they sell it, always out of stock. So whenever they go back into production again and start getting them out there, they're going to sell like hotcakes. All the people have been wanting to get them, right? $1,000. I probably paid between $50 and $100 in interest, or maybe even less than that, on these guns by putting them on the credit card and taking my good old sweet time about paying it off because I'm using revolving credit, right? So did I lose any money? Nope. If you're somebody who buys and sells guns or buys and trades guns constantly, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. It's probably not good. It's like that person who wants to say, don't buy the new car because it loses money as soon as you drive it off the lot. Yeah, but if you pay it off in 5 years and you drive it 5 more years and then you trade it in or sell it or just give it away or whatever, and then you go, how did you lose any money? You didn't. But if you plan to sell it the day after you drove it off the lot, then yeah, you're going to lose money. So there's just different ways to do it. It's just like a house, right? Some people are able to buy houses cheap, fix them up, sell them, and make money. And other people, get in over their heads on this house. They get something they can't afford, and they get in over their heads, and before you know it, they lose the damn house. It's just being irresponsible. So it's different for different people. You're on a fixed income, Rick, and no matter how many times people push you to go out there and work, you don't want to. So you've made your own bed, you lay in it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I haven't found a job yet that I can do. I know they're out there, but I just ain't found it yet.
Well, if complaining about not having enough money was a job, man, you'd be a millionaire.
I know I would be. It'd be great. So, anyway. I was just talking about the price of primers. See, now Tactical Fud said his local gun store has 1,000 small rifle primers for $127, tax included. I mean, right now I'm willing to pay that myself. You know what I'm saying? So, which when we used to be able to get them for $35, $40 for 1,000. But if you want them, nowadays, if you want them, you got to pay the price. That's the same with AR-15s. The price of those are outrageous now. But if you want one, you got to pay the price.
I heard they dropped recently. Not like real recent, but the last couple of months, everybody's been saying the price hasn't gone down. I haven't really looked, but
I haven't really looked.
Yeah, I've seen the ammo prices and stuff. From what I've heard, it's kind of close to what it was.
I mean,
not to steal your point away, but I'm just stating as a reference or in general here.
Yeah. See, Kingpin says Sherman Williams across the street is hiring, which I understand that, but I got to find a job that I can sit down for a couple hours, stand for a couple hours, because I can't stay in those two positions for long. Like when we sit here on Saturdays and we talk for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, it just, when it's over, I have to stand up and I walk around. I go outside because it's been killing me to sit here for so long. So, I can't even go on long, even like when I drove up to Indianapolis for the NRA show when it was here back in 2019, I had to stop on the way to get out and just stretch my back. I mean, it don't take much, but just, I'll walk around for 5 minutes, get back in and finish driving. But that's just the way it goes, That's why I keep saying I'm having trouble finding a job. It's finding one that can accommodate what I have to do. But anyway, let's move on. What else so I told you about no show, told you about no rifle primers. My next question for everybody is I got my notification in the mail to renew it's due I think the end of November, or is it the beginning? I have to look for my CNR FFL. I mean, do I renew it? You know, so you ain't gonna believe this, gun snob, but our Walmart here in Jasper, Indiana, does not have greeter positions.
What?
It doesn't have them.
That's weird. We got them here. We got like a
Yeah.
greeter. We got a fake security guard, and half the time there's a couple of officers too.
Now they have a couple of old boys that like do security. They check your receipt as you walk out, or they look at your as you're walking in. You know, like they're checking you out. But there's nobody there that says, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Walmart." Nope.
Well, see, you need to go in there and tell them you need somebody doing this job, and I'm your guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I honestly I thought of doing that. You know, but I'll check. I mean, actually, I might go on their website and find out. It might be they just haven't got anybody and they're looking for somebody. I don't know. So, because I could do that, for a couple of days a week. I don't have to work 40-hour week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
There's definitely stuff you could do out there. Just got to give it a try. Obviously, there's, I don't know. There's technically lots of jobs where you don't have to be on your feet all the time. You know what I mean? You can go back and forth, this and that. So, so I stay open-minded on it, but you got to start though. It may seem overwhelming, but I mean, if you're really serious about it, then you got to take action. That's
I still
got nowhere without action, even if it's a baby step. You gotta get on the move.
Yeah, I told you guys about getting the phone call about the housing down in Birdseye.
Yep.
I sent them everything they wanted, but they haven't called me back yet. So, what I should have asked them was, what percentage of my income do they use? You know what I'm saying? Is it 30% of my income? I don't know, but when they do call me back, I'll find out, won't I?
Yeah, hopefully they actually call you back this time. So.
Yeah, I think they will. If they want my money, they will, won't they? They said they said I was approved. I passed the background check and everything else. All they wanted was my proof of income, which is a standard letter from Social Security. Anybody who's on Social Security gets it. You can go online and print it out. Even download it as a file and send it off. So there you go. That's so anyway, back to my CNR license. I mean, where I was saying was I haven't bought a CNR in a couple of years. Well, it's been longer than that because I renewed it shortly after I moved here. I think it was the second year. I've been here a year and I had to renew it because I've been here. Come next month, would you believe I've been here 4 years? And that CNL license is good for 3 years. So I haven't bought a gun in 3 years off of that CNL license. What's bothering me, I mean, in one way, I'll go ahead and get it because, to be honest with you, all it costs is $30. That's it. Right?
That's not bad.
And it's not. And it's not. And that's all they're interested in because that's the first thing on the top of the form is how you paying it. What's your credit card number or bank account? Then it asks you who you are. First they want the money. And last time I did it, I sent it in on the Friday. And by that following Thursday, the money had come out of my bank already. So, but it took them about another month and a half to send me my actual certificate. But I like the idea of having one in case I do buy another one, CNR. But with all the shenanigans that are going on with the CNR FFL, they can call you up and say, "We're coming in." You know, the ATF. As long as they give you notice, they can come in my house. Now,
Now
theoretically,
that you've been hit by YouTube, you're really concerned, huh?
yeah. And
Somebody's got it out for you, huh?
theoretically, all they can touch is my CNR firearms. They can't. They're not meant to do anything with the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have them separated. They're all in the same place. You know what I'm saying? So that's what bothers me about getting another one. At least if I don't have one and they come to the door, I'm going to say, "Where's your warrant?" But with having that CNR license, they don't need one.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, I don't know. You haven't had a problem in 3 years, right?
No.
So you, it's only $30.
I've never had a problem with them at all.
I don't know. And you like the CNR firearms.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like.
Maybe, because it is, $30 isn't too bad. You figure, just my idea is, for me, I'd probably renew it because there is a chance in the next, maybe not in the next year financially, whatever, but there's a chance you might want to shop again, and
yeah, exactly.
Probably a lot easier to just pay the $30 and renew it all over again, or start it up.
And it's firearms that are 50 years old.
Yeah,
not all of them, right? There's certain ones that aren't going to be on there, but old firearms that are 50 years or older, a lot of them fall under as a CNR, right? Well, as every year goes by, there's a lot of guns that get dropped onto that list. I mean, I've never seen a 1911 on there or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of military guns on there. A lot of old Polish, Russian guns fall under that. A lot of those do. That's where I got my P64 as a CNR. It was delivered right to my door.
And what's the other name for that, Rick?
What?
That P64?
Well, hell, I can't remember. Patriot won it, didn't he?
I don't remember.
But I don't know how to pronounce it. But it was actually, it's the name of it is actually the initials of the people who designed it.
I designed it, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a CNR squad? Because you're
nope.
into that type of stuff, aren't you? No?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most of my stuff is probably CNR.
Is there a reason you don't?
Oh, don't feel like doing the paperwork. One year I might use it, one year I might not. I don't know. Ain't been a thing.
Like if you buy one, you can have it once you've got a copy of your. It's a downloadable thing. You can send it off to the person who you're buying your gun from. Then they just mail it to your house.
If you want to make it worth your while money-wise, I'd say you probably need to buy 2 CNR guns. Well, you pay an annual renewal fee, right?
No, it's every 3 years.
Oh, well, then I suppose if you bought 2 guns in 3 years, it would pay for itself. More than that, then there you go.
Yeah. It's $30 for 3 years. It's not expensive whatsoever. But as I said, the ATF can come in your house without a warrant. They have to call you up and tell you they're coming, but they can walk in. You can't say no, you ain't coming. then they can walk in with that and say, "We don't need a warrant," you know, if you refuse to see them. But basically, I've never had one come visit me. I've never had one call me. You just got to. Hell, I don't even know if I still got it because I was looking at it the other day. Oh, here it is. All you got to do is your personal firearms record. Oh, I ain't got my camera on. Let me see if I can turn my camera on for a second. Get out of my way. Yeah, it's a personal firearms record. You know, now I got a bunch of these, so I got some of my other guns in here as well. I think that's the receipt for my. That's the receipt for my AR-15. So, but anyway, that's all it is a piece of paper, stiff cardboard paper, and you have to keep weapons that you've bought, weapons that you sold. Now, I mean, the CNR license is for personal use. You can't make a business out of it, but you are allowed to sell them. So, I mean, if for argument's sake, if I wanted to say, if Squib wanted to buy my P64, I could sell it to him. I just have to record it that it went to Squib up in Michigan, you know, in case they ever, want to know what happened to it. So that's all. I mean, normally what they will send me every 3 years, they'll send me the book with all the firearms listed in it that are CNR capable.
Answer 223's question real quick. That's the New York legal Stag Arms AR-15 on the wall back here. So on my R&L display wall mount, similar to what Rick has behind him over there. So
but mine's a real free AR-15. You can have anything on it at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is hanging on an it is hanging on an R&L display wall mount, though. Which I think are cool, the way they just hang there.
And obviously, desk mount. That's a MMP 1522 and MMP 9mm over on the side. So it may look like I'm touching stuff, but I'm not. I'm just, around that area. YouTube. But sorry, just want to answer 223. I know it's ugly, man. It's I've got dirty looks, all types of shameful comments about this, but if I want to have it in public and shoot it legally, that's what I got to do. So, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh well. So. All right.
Comment here. Kevin saying I would just use my LGS rather than give up my privacy. I kind of get that. I see both sides of that. I get what I see earlier about is $30, whatever. But honestly, I think if the FBI or ATF's got an issue, they're going to knock on your door either way. So, if they, especially nowadays, if they got a stick up their ass.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to matter. They'll probably just get a warrant. So, honestly, what difference does it make? And as far as privacy, there is no privacy when you buy a firearm these days. I mean,
that's what I'm just going to say.
Yeah, but there is no damn privacy. So,
the government knows more about you than you realize.
Yeah, if you buy it used from an individual in states where it's legal to, we're not telling anybody to break any laws. That's about the best, closest form of privacy you got. Other than that, any 4473, any LGS, anything like that, purchasing a black powder on your credit card, any of that, all that stuff can be tracked. I mean, it's if you become a target, all of it can be pulled up. So, but Kevin's got a point though, because you would just save $30, and if you're not shopping a lot, I don't know. But how much time did it take for you to get to the paperwork? I mean, would you want to do it again if you started buying 2-3 a year? That's all, I guess.
When I originally got it, I was still employed. No, I wasn't. I was hurt, but I had Social Security coming in, and I had a couple of big payments from workers' comp coming in. Plus, Rhode Island has its own workers' comp thing. Totally, I paid into it. You don't have a choice. It's like anything. It's like Social Security. You had to pay into this Rhode Island thing whether you wanted to or not. But I had money coming from that when I got hurt. So there was plenty of money. So when I first got it, I thought, I could buy all these CNR guns and shit. But then all that money went away. And I haven't used it. But it's nice to have it, though. It's always, as I said, it's there. It's there if a gun comes along that I can buy as a CNR. I was looking. I was looking at some rifle the other day. I was looking at I can't remember what it was now, but they were CNR. They were CNR, and I was thinking, I might, and it was quite reasonable price too. Said I might buy that, but I haven't decided yet if I'm going to or not. I guess I'm not because I can't even remember the actual what it was. But I think it was, when the hell was it? I think, damn. I know it was Second World War, I think, but it was Chinese, I believe. That's about all I can remember. But anyway, so it has its advantages. I said, but then again, here's the point. It gets shipped right to my house. But look at what FedEx and the big brown box are doing. They don't want guns to be shipped. I'm not saying they won't do it, but they don't want it done now. They don't want to do that. They're already freaking out about gun parts when they realize that there's a gun in here and I'm taking it to somebody's house. See, all them anti-gunners were true. You can buy it and have it shipped right to your house.
Yeah, I kind of looked into that, and some of the things people are saying about UPS and FedEx aren't true. So take it for what it's worth. But if you do a video on it, I guarantee you get 50,000 views and 100 new subs overnight.
Yeah. Did you get that CNR through the CMP? Nope. I can't.
You can't get a CNR through the CMP.
CMP.
Yeah, you can't get a CNR through. You get a CNR through the ATF.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think how. When I was living in Rhode Island, I've let a lot of them lapse now. But if people know me from the beginning, at one time I had 8 carry permits from around the country. I had nearly every state covered that I could. I think it was about 5 or 6 that I wasn't allowed to carry in. And I went on a course that some of them were sit-down courses. Part of it, you had to shoot at a target and this kind of thing. And in all that, you filled out all these applications, sent them all off at the same time, because you got your fingerprints done, your picture done, all at the same time. And that application for the CNR was in that package. And I took it home, and I filled it out after the fact. I took it home and sent it off myself. That's all that was. That's how I got mine. So I think I've only got 5 permits at the moment, and 2 of those go out of date. I think the beginning of next year. So I got to decide whether I'm going to renew them or not. The one I want to keep renewed is my Florida one. you know. But and I got the Indiana
Florida
one.
gives you a lot of different states. So,
What?
I said Florida typically gives you a lot of different states.
Yeah, yeah.
I know around here they advertise, what is it, Florida, and there's another state that are pretty much known here. People wait months to take classes to get approved for those so they can travel to states. They got nothing to do with Florida.
Another one that covers a lot of states is Utah.
Or something. I don't know. There was a couple there that there's like a
Utah's
whole
another
market
good
out
one.
here.
I would double check that, because if you're a resident of that state and you get the license, the permit, that's one thing. If you're a non-resident and you get it, it's a different permit. And some states will not honor another state's permit if you're not a resident of that state. So if you get the Florida permit but you live in, I don't know, Missouri, and you want to use that Florida permit someplace that recognizes the Florida, you have a non-resident permit. That's a separate thing, and it may not be covered.
Yeah, you have to look. Some states do cover non-resident ones. They allow you to use them, but a majority of them say no. You got to be a resident of that state to use that permit. Yeah, so I would check into that first.
The free USCCA map, you can just Google and pop up online. It's pretty good at giving you the levels of, basically what we're speaking about. Like, yes, you're covered, but up to what extent? So
yeah,
that actually includes that as well. So, because some places do put red restrictions on you if you're not a resident, even with a permit. So definitely cover your ass. I know, you should look it up yourself. Good luck, because half the time the police don't even know the damn laws. So, I risked my ass with the USCCA information. So to each their own.
I just what I gotta do, since I don't have any cats anymore. Oh, did I tell you the vet sent me a sympathy card? I thought it was quite.
No,
I wish there was a check in there for the money they charged me. But there wasn't.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they were sorry enough to let it be free.
Yeah. But anyway, where I was going to, so since I have no worries, my son lives in Florida, but I don't talk about it much. I don't know. I have mentioned it, but very little. But I mean, I have a granddaughter, and I've never seen her. Right? And because she was born in the height of the COVID. That's one reason I didn't see her. Right? But now everything's out of the way. I was thinking of driving down there. I can stay at my son's house. He's got a spare bedroom. So I don't have to worry about hotels. All I go work. And I would rent a car because I know my truck would make it, but I don't want to trust it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, why put the wear and tear on it when I can rent one and do it? So I was thinking of renting a car, going down there, and seeing my son and grandchild. And but what I was going to do is check the states I would drive through to make sure all my permits, I'm covered. Because, I ain't going there without a firearm.
You still got the credit card, Rick?
Have I still got a credit card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can't rent a car without one. So.
I know.
Yeah. All right. You go into Avis with cash only, they're going to say you can leave now. Goodbye.
Yeah. Now, here's something for everybody. I haven't done it for about 5 years, but Enterprise will let you do cash. If you walk in there and say, I don't have a credit card, fork over, they will do the cash deposit.
No, they won't.
They did for me 5 years ago.
That was 5 years ago. I'm telling you, I rented a couple months ago. Unless it's a thing state by state, I am telling you, if you don't have a credit card, there's the door.
Yeah. But anyway, I've got one, so I'm good to go. So. But that's what I was that's what I was planning on doing. I'm not talking this side of Christmas though. I'm talking next year. So.
Well, if it's important to you, I'd do it sooner than later. So,
Well, yeah, I might do it sooner. You know,
you never know. Or you might want to.
My plan.
Make it more regular thing.
My plan was January or February,
Okay.
when it's colder here and it's nice and warm there. You know.
I'd stay. The other option is, money wise, if you don't want to, can't afford or whatever preventative maintenance to run through your truck, knock all the little things out, blah blah blah. If you're still not comfortable, but you probably take a bus depending how far it is. I know it's not the best, most ideal situation, but have them pick you up, stop down, hang out for a while, and then they drop you off and you can come on back. So then you technically don't have to worry about the wear and tear. You don't have to worry about driving. You can relax. You can BS on the shows on the bus instead of driving. It's a different approach, but it'll get it all done.
Yeah.
Some people seem to act like they're beneath a bus. I don't know. I mean, I'd ride a bus if I had to. So I have in the past. When I owned a vehicle, it just made more sense at the time for the situation or whatever it was. But it's an adventure. So just be thankful you're not going cross country or something, because that's another story.
I would recommend that everybody take the bus at least once. Go at least 3 states away, if not 5, 6, or 7. Do it once.
Yeah.
That way you never ever want to do it again. You never even entertain the idea of it, because taking the bus sucks.
I don't know, man. It's not the best occasion, especially with stops and stuff, but it usually takes longer, all that type of stuff. But like I said, I've done it a few times. I haven't had, problems, but yeah.
Never get me to do that horse shit again.
Yeah. Now, unless it's a state thing, G23 just said you can still rent a car with cash. You have to do a $200 deposit. My brother just did it last week.
All right, then maybe it's state to state or something. I don't know.
The man ain't got the money to be flying around. You pretty much go across the country for less than $300 on a bus. It sucks. It's horrible. It's days, but you could. But if Rick's just got to go a state or two away.
Well, from Indiana to Florida ain't that far. What is it? Go through Kentucky, and what's the next state below that?
I can get from my house to Cape Canaveral in just under 24 hours.
Yeah, it would take even less for me to get to where I got to go. I have to look at the map, but there's only 2 or 3 states I got to go. Don't forget, I'm almost in Kentucky now, right? I'm closer to Kentucky state line than I am to Indianapolis. So really, you could say don't even count Indiana, because I only be here for 40 minutes or so driving. Then I'm in Kentucky, then down to the next state into Florida, cut over to Orlando, and I'm good to go. Flying is cheaper than renting a car and buying gas. I prefer flying.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, it isn't. I can drive from here to LA and back for less than the cost of a one-way plane ticket there. And I can carry as much luggage as I want, and I don't have to go and get a rental car and deal with TSA and go get my bags and get stuck on a layover or have a mechanical failure by the plane. Sure, I could have a mechanical problem with my vehicle getting wrecked. That's a possibility, but that's on me, not on some pilot or mechanic or some angry TSA agent or whatever it is. The real expense would go with how many nights I spend in a hotel, but the more time I spend in a hotel, the longer it'll take me to get there too. So that would be where it would really add up. but thinking about all the stuff I can take there and take back, man, what they charge for extra bags, I'm better off driving.
Yeah. But I mean, for one thing, sitting on, I mean, I said I prefer flying, but, you know, be honest with you, they don't like seeing me sitting down in the seat, especially the person next to me, because I take up so much room.
They're going to bill you for 2 seats, Rick. I'm not bullshitting.
I can fit in one of those seats.
No, they're going to bill you for 2. I'm not kidding.
That's
No, that's what they do. That's what they do. I'm not kidding. They do shit like that, man. They do shit like that.
No, I mean, I've never had to do that all the times I've flown, but you know, but it goes back to my, you know, my back and stuff, sitting there, even if it's only for an hour and a half flying. I'm so cramped up. It's just better for me to drive. I prefer drive, you know.
Yeah, you can get out and stretch whenever you want. You try to get in that narrow aisle on the airplane, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. That's why I recommend you go to the bar before you get on the plane and you get plowed. And then as soon as they reach, you know, cruising altitude, you're out cold. And then when you wake up, you're coming in for a landing.
Oh, Rick, would earning reduce your Social Security check? Yes. You're allowed to earn, I think you're allowed to earn up to, I'm thinking, I don't know, what, $17,000, $18,000 a year before anything over that, they start taking out of your check. So, I mean, I would only, to make it work, you only have to work, you know, 2 or 3 days a week, if that, to keep under that limit. I have to look to see what it is. I haven't looked in the last couple of years. But yeah, if you start earning more, they will reduce your Social Security for the difference. Then, if you keep doing it, they're going. Well, I'm old enough for Social Security now, but I don't want them to take away my disability status. You know, because they can do that if you start earning so much money. They're going to. But I think when you hit. There's a certain age you hit, you can earn whatever you want, I believe. And I don't know, I don't know, is it 66 and a half or something like that? I can't remember what it is. I have to look it up. But there's a certain age, you hit that, then you can go work 40 hours a week if you want, and it doesn't touch your Social Security. But I can't remember what it is, you know? So, Rick's Life, produced by Rob, is a good combination. Okay. Produced by Rob. There you go. Yeah. So it is your buddy there in New York, Kevin, saying I suck. You know?
It's Kevin.
Nah.
Us New Yorkers, we usually stick together. You got Bald and Curious, but that guy's just he's just a madman. So I don't know where he's at, what he's all about, but
yeah,
full age retirement.
Yeah, so whatever.
Retirement.
I mean, but they keep changing it. I think for myself, I think my official retirement is 66 years old, 66 and 3 months years old. When I hit 66 and 3 months, then that's official retirement age for me. But I believe now they've even made it higher for people. You know?
Just like you damn Glock guys.
You know? So.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs. I know, I've heard, obviously, there's caps of what you can make, all that type of stuff. There's different types of disabilities. I don't know, partial disability. No idea. I do know, I personally know a guy that supposedly, is disabled, but Guy rides motorcycles, rides ATVs, does all types of stuff. Has nicer, newer shit than me. Doesn't work, and he gets a check. So that pisses me off. I will say that. I don't,
Yeah, well, I
playing
don't.
the game, whatever. That shit pisses me off. He's young too.
There's a lot of people that play the system.
Like that. That's the stuff that's got to stop. But
there's a lot of people that play the system.
Yeah, apparently,
and they seem to get away. I mean,
I can't. Property, like
I can't even in the state of Indiana. I don't even qualify for food stamps because I earn $300 a month more than the minimum limit. So, it's a bunch of crap. But that's what it is.
Shouldn't your pride kind of make you not even want to consider food stamps?
Well, with the inflation is the way it is now, and back to being on a fixed income, food has gone up considerably. The last time I went shopping with my shopping list, I have it's here somewhere. I buy the same stuff every month. I'm very easy to understand what I eat. I don't eat it on the same day, but I eat the same stuff every week, right?
Salad.
That list a year ago, 2 years ago now, because inflation, it was $140. When I went and done that list, I didn't do any last month, but the month before, it was $195 for the exactly same items. Inflation is real. So there you go. Anyway, I want the quiz. I'm going to have to do the drawing next Wednesday because I won't be here this Saturday. So you get an extra few days to come up with the answer. I think I've only got 2 entries right now anyway. So, and I don't know why. It wasn't that hard. It was a real easy one. What I wanted to know is who was the youngest person ever to receive the Medal of Honor? I mean, who was he and what did he do to get it? Or receive it, awarded it, whatever the correct term is. I know Squib would put me straight. So that's what the question was. Email me at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And you got an extra few days, so I'll do the drawing next Wednesday. So there you go for the swag pack.
Cool. See 223 out there saying there's been a lot of chatter about them bringing the draft back.
Yes, they have, because
I think that would be a bad idea for the government.
Never happened. Never happened.
People would lose their
the Army right now is 15,000 recruits short this year. And the sad thing is, the reason for that is they're not getting the volunteers they want, but the volunteers they are getting, right, over half of them are obese. So they normally say, sorry, you ain't. It's like me showing up, say, I want to be in the Army. And they say, you're too fat.
Well, I heard they're doing a thing now, like a pre-basic, I guess, giving people that don't necessarily meet the fitness standards the opportunity to prove themselves to apply to basic, basically. So, I don't know. The way it kind of was described is I don't mean it in a bad way, but the way it was kind of described was like fat camp. I don't know. So,
oh yeah,
and I guess it's actually going on as a thing, or it's in the process now. So I think, that's something. I don't know. It's kind of strange. I mean, obviously, I think there's a lot of different reasons that would lead to a shortage in recruits. There's some, obviously some other shows that have covered that as well, but
Yeah.
I don't think it, them trying to say we got to do a draft right now. Everybody, I mean, I don't think many people support what's going on.
I read your comment, Patriot in the Dark.
I don't think it would go down well.
A draft will never happen ever again.
Yeah. Plus, I think patriotism, is that the word I'm looking for, is not as high as it used to be in our day. So. Yes, Patriot. I've been reading what you've written down here. You were sent an invitation to be in this chat. I mean, you treat Rob the same as you treat mine. Yeah. Don't even come in.
Yeah. It's messed up, man.
So, yeah. What's he say, Rick? Look at the big red book. You just got sent one. Is that the one you're talking about? See? Awarded, not received. I understand. I told you somebody would straighten me out. So, see, I mean, as people know, I wasn't in the military.
Yeah, man.
Well, when I turned, I was at the age where I was at that cutting off age when they dropped the draft. I was old enough to be drafted, but they dropped it, so I wasn't, and I didn't go in. I wish I had of now, be honest with you. But, I mean, being a military brat, I ain't going to do that, but I wish I had of. But there you go. Wish, could have, and all this shit. Too late now. I don't know. Anyway, it's 8:18. It's time to wind it up, ain't it? Especially for me, it is. I can't say I got to take care of the cats because I don't have any.
It works for me, so I'm not a fan of sitting on my butt.
And talking about that, my back is starting to ache too, but I didn't want to use that as an excuse.
Yeah, and I'm just really doing this for you, so your show or whatever. So I do appreciate everybody coming by. People, anybody catching us on replay, this is Rick from Rick's Life as I See It. You may have heard about him in some of my comments, community post stuff. If you're unaware, he does have his own show. He's been putting time out by YouTube recently for having an opinion that's not public to YouTube, apparently. So, but check him out. Check his show out. I think he's coming up with a backup channel as well, maybe here in the future. So, some point we'll pass those names around.
Yeah, if I get kicked off before I come up with it, I'll let Rob know, and he can put it in his community tab for most of you see. But hopefully, I'll have it all figured out and set up when I come back on next week. I should be. They told me I think it started yesterday, so I think I can go live next Wednesday unless they give me another strike between now and then. Hell, there's still, I said they get the last 5 days. I've had 3 shows from Saturday deleted, 2 shows from Wednesday deleted, and it was only yesterday or today's one that they gave me the strike on. The rest of them, they just gave me they just said nothing's going to happen. But all of a sudden, maybe they didn't like it because I told them, I got to remember, you guys don't believe in free speech. Maybe that pissed them off. I don't know.
I think that's clearly obvious by now. They're kind of biased, but that's
Yeah, unless you live in Texas. You're good to
That's a
go.
whole another conversation, I guess. So
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Anyway, I want to say good night to everybody. Thanks for stopping in on Rob's channel to chat. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, I won't be here Saturday because I got a family function where my oldest aunt, she's the Grand Marshal. Is that what they call them? She's sitting in the car, going down the parade, waving at everybody. I got to go to that, and that's at a thing called Old Eckerty Days. That's the name of the town that my dad was from. You blink and you missed it. It actually, all it has in it now is a post office. That's it, and that
wow.
and that's earmarked to be closed down. So anyway, that's it. So I will see you all later. So good night, everybody.
Did you have anything to say, Squib, real quick? Any plug, Squib?
Nah, I guess not.
All right, check out Squiblo. Check out Rick. Thanks for joining us. Catch you later, folks. Eat a salad. Avoid Glocks. Do something active.